Hey guys, hi and hello and welcome to Talking China. I'm Miao with Xinhua News Agency, reporting live from the press center for the annual sessions of China's National People's Congress and also China's People's Political Consultative Conference. So as you can see from here, NPC stands for National People's Congress, China's top legislature, and the annual session will start in 3 days. And CPPCC, Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, the top advisory body, will start its session tomorrow. And together, the NPC and CPPCC adopt as 2 sessions in China. And the upcoming 2 weeks for the 2 sessions will be the most important annual political events in China. So why are they so important? Because nearly 3,000 Chinese lawmakers and about 2,000 political advisors will be gathering here in Beijing to discuss on the country's major political economic agenda. And this is the world's largest, second largest economy and also the most populous country, right? And that also helps explain why every year at this time, we have journalists from all over the world coming here to report on the major news about China. And this year, more than 3,000 domestic and international journalists have already registered to report on China's 2 sessions. So we're going to give you a brief tour of the press center. And along the trip, I will try to explain what the highlights of this year's 2 sessions will be. Okay, guys, and as you can see, once you enter into the press center, it all starts with security check. So everyone who comes into the press center has to get the security check, the body and personal belongings, just to make sure everything's fine. And once you get inside, you will find a coffee place to your left. Probably we can have a look. Okay. So for those who are not familiar with China's political system, the National People's Congress, the top legislature, is composed of about 3,000 lawmakers, and they're elected from across the country. They have the powers to amend laws, to oversee the government work, and also to vote on top positions, and that includes the Chinese president. And they come from all walks of life and also different ethnic groups. It's actually an unpaid part-time job, and they're trying to work for the benefit of more than 1.3 billion Chinese people. And that's about the NPC. So how about CPPCC, the top advisory body, Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference? That is top advisory body, and it is composed of about 2,000 political advisors. And they are mostly experts, entrepreneurs, scientists, artists. They have their focused expertise and area in their career. And every year they come with their specific proposals to propose on China's social, economic, and political issues. So this advisory system kind of demonstrates multi-party cooperation and political consultation, but of course under the leadership of China's Communist Party. And just by the way, every year this political high season is a golden opportunity for the outside world to try and understand where China is going, both politically and economically. And of course, it's a battlefield for global media because journalists from all of the world have to compete against each other and try to find breaking news and exclusive interviews. So I'll take you upstairs. So once we get to the second floor, I will try to explain what are the routine highlights. For those who are interested, this is the reception for foreign journalists. Maybe we can have a quick look inside. All right. So we just have a few shots here, and then, yeah. 1 second. Okay. So, guys, every year we do have some routine highlights on China's two sessions. I will start from the government work report to be delivered by Chinese Premier Li Keqiang at the opening of the National People's Congress, which will be in 3 days. So the government work report will go through the economic and social performance of last year and also make plans for the new year. In particular, you will find out what the new growth target will be for China. So last year, China achieved a 6.7% GDP growth rate, which was a nearly three-decade low, but still outpaced other major economies and still within the range of the government target. And according to China's 13th five-year plan, China aims to have an average annual growth rate of more than 6.5% for the years from 2016 to 2020. And also China aims to build a well-off society by 2020, and we are planning to eliminate poverty and also double our per capita income and GDP from the 2010 levels by 2020. And that's one highlight, that is government report on the first day of the National People's Congress annual session. And the other is the press conference to be held by China's foreign minister. It's usually in the middle of the two sessions. And considering what's happening outside China, like the Donald Trump administration, and what's going to happen inside China, like the upcoming Belt and Road Forum, and also the 9th BRICS Summit to be held in China in the second half of the year. So this year's press conference to be held by China's foreign minister is going to be very interesting. And also the press conference to be held by Chinese Premier Li Keqiang by the end of the two sessions. And this is the highlight, because this is once a year opportunity for journalists to go face to face with Chinese Premier. And you can ask all kinds of questions ranging from economy to politics to diplomacy to social development. And apart from government work report, two press conferences to be live broadcast with the foreign minister and the premier. We will have a couple of Q&A sessions with Chinese ministers in different fields. This is something new for the past 2 or 3 years, because now the Chinese officials are trying to be more open, and they're getting more brave, and they're encouraged to talk to media and to offer more free information. And now I think this year the Q&A session with ministers will most likely be live broadcast too, and journalists do get some chances to ask really tough questions. And that is the routine highlights based on previous two sessions. And this year, things will be also different. To start with, this year's two session is actually the first National Assembly following a very important political meeting last October when Chinese President Xi Jinping was endorsed as the core the fact that the CPC is going to hold its 19th National Congress. The timing is really significant. Mm-hmm. And also this year, because as we say, Chinese lawmakers have the power to amend laws. So this year, they will work through a draft general provisions of Chinese civil law, and that will be the first step to have a China's civil code to better safeguard everyone's civil rights. Mm-hmm. And also, as I said earlier about the Belt and Road Initiative, because as China is going to host a Belt and Road Forum very soon actually. So Belt and Road Initiative, is going to be a hot topic this year. The initiative was first proposed by Chinese President Xi Jinping in 2013, and it has been warmly welcomed by over 100 overseas countries and organizations. It's actually it's kind of infrastructure and trade network linking Asia with Europe and Africa along the ancient trade routes. So it's aimed for closer regional cooperation and win-win results. All right, what's new? Okay, let me see. And as we talk for now, maybe we can get inside this one. So this is the reception, this is like the working space for journalists from Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan. Get inside? Yeah. It's very traditional decoration, right? All right, so guys, how do you like the press center so far? Let me know if you have any questions. Okay. I'll jump out of the camera first. Is it all right? Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. And this is only the very first episode of our live streaming on this year's China's 2 sessions, and a lot more will be coming. So let us know if you have a particular interest in anything, China's policy, economy, politics. Okay. Do we get any questions? Do we have any questions? Okay. All right. Okay, this is kind of an, I would say, bird's view from the second floor, and it gives you an idea of how journalists from all over the world try to work here in the press center. Okay, guys, I think that would be probably all for now. Stay tuned, and more live broadcasts on China's 2 sessions will come very soon. Bye-bye.